Melon coming in. Already such strong performances on killer from him today. So I'm excited to see what he can do on the Ghoul. We've got Blood Lodge. Ghoul being one of our sort of newer additions to the competitive scene, with him being sort of one of the more recent killers. And first chase now onto Dub. Going to be dropping this filler pallet by this cart. Makes quite a lot of distance, to be honest.
Yeah, quite a lot of distance already. And I did like that power denial very early on at that first pallet by Dub. You know, really making sure Dino doesn't get his power extremely early, but you know, it only lasts for so long, right? The first hit from Kaneki is extremely easy, and I mean, we're seeing right there, right? Just zoom around the map, and then once you're in sights, it's GG's, right? You get hit and put into deep wound again. I mean, I'm sure that Dub is a huge fan of being in deep wound, as per the Singularity match. That was quite unfortunate for Dub. But yeah, I mean, Dino Melon's getting injures all around the map right now. Not very good for Team Sirenia this early in the match, but I mean, this is how Ghoul sets typically go, right? We do see the use of Dying Light and Thanatophobia together, which is going to provide some very nice gen slowdown, and then we also have Pop Goes the Weasel and Scorch Hook Pain Resonance just to apply some extra regression to generators. Not too familiar with the add-on specifically. That's more your cup of tea. Haha. Zach, if I believe, if that's correct.
Yeah, we got Coffee, which is, I believe, speed on the dash, and then Umbrella, which is recovery after the leap. So those are his two, without a doubt, strongest add-ons. Dub's actually going to go down, just using that speed there. The pathing over to the broken truck was not far enough to get it to safety, and does go down. 1.5 gens on the way to being completed. Dub taking first stage of the game. We have an injury onto Zedge, but not seeing too many injuries actually to get full use out of that Thanatophobia. We do have a Dying Light stack now. That's going to build as the game goes on. But yeah, obviously the hooks are working more on the Obsession, and Zedge doing very well to kind of stealth out a little bit, not show himself when that call does come out, of course. Yeah, now we have chase on to Stokey. We are going to be seeing an injury relatively soon once this power comes back. Oh, actually, he kind of cancels that out, actually. Stokey making it around the corner, gets the power still, nice, avoids the injury, actually. Very, very nice. And we see our teammates are on the gens, not resetting. Honestly, I kind of respect the decision, given how easy it is to secure the those injuries. But yeah, really nice chase from Stokey so far, giving his team chance to breathe after the early-ish down that we saw. Yeah, this is nice, and it's on a sort of maze tower. Really, it's not the safest thing, and he's actually forced to leave.
Yeah, this is a really nice turnaround for Team Sirenia here. You know, really putting Dino Melon in a position where he needs to leave chase and, you know, go elsewhere. I mean, like, this is exactly what we were talking about, right? We were hoping to see this kind of play from Team Sirenia, seeing how the first two matches didn't really go in favor for them at all. And now, I mean, this is kind of on the up and ups for Team Sirenia. They're in a very good position here against a much stronger killer. But, I mean, wow. They have a second gen almost ready to go. I do want to see some more gen pressure, but the chases are lasting, and that's nice to see. Dub does go down. We're getting our tunnel out progress here, but we do see some more generator pressure. Zedge has one almost done. Stokey's generator is getting there. I mean, we have a survivor in basement. What's going on with that?
Maybe on an escape streak. Who knows? I don't know. Either in there, be stealthing for position, but yeah, that's going to be Moon in the basement. Dub now taking second stage of the game. Still have an injury onto Zedge. But yeah, not really as much pressure. I feel like the Sirenia survivors are doing a lot better this game compared to the last two sets. So they're finding their feet a little bit with the Ghoul set, at least. Maybe one they're a bit more comfortable with. But once this elimination comes through, of course, the pace of the game will change. And anything that they can do to progress the game as far as possible before that elimination comes through is going to be helping them. And catching the rotation, that's going to be Moon. unhooking for free for now, but Dub is going to take chase, and the pallets over here have been used already. I do wonder if there's much safety to be used. I don't actually think that Dub has anything to work with. If there's anyone here for a body block, that might help, but yeah, it looks like, yeah, Zed is coming in. Nice hit tank there coming through, and we are going to make it to safety. Protecting Dub there, get us reverse, but he's zoned to the wrong side. I do wonder if there's enough distance to make it to main building. It's going to be quite close. Does make the window if it is on this side. And we have the balanced landing, so very nice altruism coming through there to protect Dub, and Dino chooses to catch the rotation going for the slug. Bit of a transition from pressure there, like to the tunnel out, to actually trying to get 2 slugs on the floor. I kind of respect it, to be honest, because he knows this area is a dead zone. Good decision making in game sense from Dino there. But yeah, Dub lives to see another day, which is the most important thing for the survivors, but they do have to sacrifice quite a lot for it.
That's true. I mean, like, this is still a difficult position to really recover from, but they have been in a much better position this match than in the past 2 games, right? Against Singularity and an Unknown. But, I mean, the recovery is definitely still possible, right? I mean, Zedge taking the down so that Dub can still, you know, live is really nice to see. That's an absolute good decision right there. We do find Dub again, but they're at a safer tile. Pool is going to have an issue playing here. Very interesting here. It looks like Dub's going to take comp corner as close as he can, but yeah, he's dead. But I mean, that's the most time you can waste. I mean, do what you can, right? But hopefully we can see some more generator progress out of this. They are kind of in the middle of recovering from that position that they were just in. But I mean, the 3v1 starting, I'm really hoping they can get some more generator pressure around the map from this play here.
Yeah, I mean, you have all 3 survivors injured now, and only 2 gens have been completed. You've got Pop on the probably furthest gen so far in the map. That was the one that Moon was working on in chat. And now, like you said, they've had to take time to actually reset and recover, but they're still injured. So this is a little bit greedy for me, to be honest. Like, if you don't reset here, you're facing losing the game potentially at 3 kills from 80. And he's already found someone. This is the only pallet, I'm pretty sure, on this side of the map. And he doesn't even make it round, so Zed just is going to die. Maybe take a pain res as well alongside that. But this is actually going downhill pretty fast, Rob.
It is. I do see the potential in Sirenia's team play, though. I think it's very potential they can play very well, but they need to be taking time to be resetting, because there's no sloppy butcher on the build, right? No sloppy butcher at all. They just need to take time to sit down and heal. And I think that would really vastly change the pace of the game for Dino Melon here. And yeah, finding this high progress gen with Pop Goes the Weasel, getting another chunk of progress off of it. Not very good. Oh, Dino Melon actually messing up his Kagune leap there is going to be helpful for Sirenia for sure. But how helpful? I'm not entirely sure, because the generator progress just isn't the best at the moment. And I'm hoping it can be better for Sirenia's sake.
Yeah, it looks like they sort of decided that. I mean, this is a killer that can spread injuries kind of fast. It's a bit like Legion, really, where you're just injured constantly. So I do kind of understand that. And nice, they do pop a 3rd gen. Stokey is gonna have a decent chase and actually gives his time team to pop that gen. But Moon's now in chase over by the main building. Doesn't have enough distance. Is gonna go down eventually. And we have information on basically everyone, so this could potentially be the end of the game. If Stokey was spotted, rotating across the top of the map there, looks like we see some scratch marks. Oh, we don't actually. Oh, we do now. Yeah, so with Stokey being found here, it looks like it might be a 4K2. Tries to bolt pallet, and they're going to stare into each other's eyes as Dino finishes the game. But yeah, I want to say that getting that 3rd gen done was pretty key, so that's going to help the win condition a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it kind of went downhill as soon as that elimination came through.
That's very true. I mean, yeah, once the elimination came in, the 3v1 was very taxing, I would say. I mean, you see how it is with a killer that's as mobile as Ghoul. And we're likely going to see something extremely similar with Hillbilly as well. Once a survivor is eliminated, it becomes extremely difficult to really hold a 3v1 very well. And we really only see like the top teams making plays that can really save the game at you know, at this kind of level here. But yeah, really well done by DynoMelon again. He's a very strong killer player on all of the killers he's played so far. I mean, you see how he plays. He's very capable on whatever he plays, it seems like. And that being said, Sirenia, I think that they have potential for sure. They have definitely made some chases last quite a while and forced DynoMelon's hand in quite a few occasions. But I think just like the strategy needs to change a bit, right? I think that's like the main takeaway for Team Sirenia here is just that the strategy really needs to change. I think the communication could be like a little bit better, but overall they definitely have a lot of potential. I mean, you can see it in the plays they make, right? They're not bad players by any means. Like they hold their own in chases for sure. But yeah, it just seems like either like the communication slips or the strategy slips in the overall like meta of the match. Something happens and you know everything just kind of crumbles, and it's really unfortunate to see because I can see that these players, they definitely have what it takes to be a very good We're loading into the 6th match of the matchup. We are on the second match of the Ghoul set here. We see ZX loading in as Kaneki here. A very similar build to last time. I don't think much is really too different besides the exclusion of Dying Light and Thanatophobia, but overall it's a pretty classic build I'd see on the Ghoul. We are facing up against DynoMelon, Finesse, Z, and John Arbuckle. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to play against this because this did seem to be a little bit more in tune with Sirenia's playstyle this set anyways. So I'm curious to see how much is really going to be different here. So right now it looks like we have no generator progress around the map. They might be waiting out Corrupt a little bit here. Except we do find some generator progress here. We find, I believe, our balanced landing survivor. Yeah, he's skedaddling. He's out of there. He's pretty quick. So yeah, not opting to chase that. But it looks like he's the only one who's really touched a gen so far that Zayax can find at the moment.
Absolutely, he finds his first chase. Well, 9-second-ish chase onto John Arbuckle on the Renato. We've got Corrupt area there, but Corrupt is basically nearly up, and we took a while to find our sort of first chase, but doesn't want to commit actually yet. He wants to try and get onto this Jake, who was working this hill gen, being the most progressed. Knows he has no balanced landing for safety, but has this filler pallet to work with, and this is going to take the pallet to the face. Zayax, and they might actually recognize. I couldn't tell you what team, but they can definitely recognize that name. One of the couple of players I recognized in these two rosters. They are fairly new faces for me, but
wow,
Z taking chase over, and looks like he's just gonna leave, and just not a single injury yet. Like it's a bit of a struggle for the killer, at least in this early game. We do have a lot of progress on this gen. Maybe trying to find a survivor working this one. It's gonna be Finesse on the ace. Running over to this killer tile.
Oh my goodness!
Reverse. Doesn't take the injury as well. It's a bit unlucky, to be honest. On playing on ping too. I'm not sure both of these teams at NA. I know that one of them definitely is, but to get pallet reversed on ping is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy how the start of this match has really gone so far, right? I mean, that play at the pallet by the main building there really had Zayax turned around and almost confused, it looked like. I mean, with the play that Z made at the pallet, just kind of vaulting straight through his cognate leap over the pallet. I mean, I was pretty baffled myself, I can't lie. But yeah, we finally get the tag on the Z here. It looks like he has balance landing up and ready to go and just takes his leave out of from off the hill. We do find also Finesse working the gen here as well, and I mean, he's ready to hop straight over the window, but it looks like Finesse is ready to make it over to the pallet as well. So yeah, oh, he greeted. That's not even down. What? That's because he had Finesse.
So greedy. That was so greedy. Like, he should not have made that. He should have definitely been punished for that, but that was a bit unlucky. Yeah, as far as I know, this is an EU versus NA team, so like all of these reverse, like not hitting the window, like it's kind of crazy to me. Like there should be some of these hits coming through. I guess maybe it's I don't know. First down gonna come through onto finesse. 2 gens to answer, and we have John Obster here. Get a nice M2 onto him, and come back to our slug over here. Slug actually wants to kind of greed it a little bit for the pressure. It sees that gen really close. Actually, doesn't want to allow it to pop. But look at this use of the terrain from the survivors. They are denying that M2 deep wound, especially when it's in range mode as well. You shouldn't really be hitting those. It's a bit unlucky for him that he's not able to connect those. But pickup comes through now onto finesse, and does he have a pallet? He does. He's going to essentially be punished for slugging there. A bit greedy, and takes the pallet to the face as well. Not able to secure that first stage yet, but look at the distance he's made it to those safe tiles, and he's just getting all of these pallets thrown in his face. There isn't enough distance to make it here, so we're going to have to play some check spots. Nice, well played from finesse there. We've got a reset coming through onto Dino Melon. 3 injuries across the board. We don't have a hook stage to speak of yet.
Yeah, it looks like we're trying to get slugged in the early game. I mean, it's not really early game anymore, right? Because that first down came in at 3 minutes and 44 seconds, which is not too early in the game at all. Especially on a killer that's as mobile and lethal as the Ghoul here, which we saw a 4K2 last match, right? But now we're already at that tie condition, and no hooks to speak of, no downs at the moment. 3 survivors are injured, but I mean, there's so much going in favor of Chaz right now that I don't really think that Team Sirenia has much to really go off of here. Zayak's really struggling this match, looks like. Not being able to really get any downs to follow up after that first one. It's looking really tough.
I mean, this is a bit of a beatdown as far as the definition of the work goes. Like, this, the strength of these survivors can't be understated. I definitely think that they're doing very, very well, at least against this killer player. But yeah, first stage coming through, and I think we're about 6 or 7 minutes into the trial, and it's just not good enough, you know? Like, you need to be... That greed, I think, at the start was definitely what kind of caused this. Trying to push the survivor off the gen, secure an injury, but the survivors just punished it completely. Yeah, 6 minutes for the first hook. It's just not the greatest. Dynamite going to take that M2. We have a little bit of pressure now mounting after that first hook, so Zax can feel good about that. Especially after the slow start and just try and cut off. Looks like it's the unhooker that's been found, not finesse. We're not going to be going for the unlock. Take the tag maybe and move over to that. And we do have the I forget the name of the add-on, but once a gen's completed, you get a bit of undetectable. Not really any value being found from that, to be honest, but we do have the leap speed coming in. Champion of Light going to be slowing him down, 20% hindered.
No.
And doesn't get the window block. Was a nice attempt there, actually. You can do that on Kaneki. You can block those windows, but didn't quite have the angle to play that. But yeah, Rob, what do you kind of think Zyx needs really to come back into this?
Well, I don't really think there's much you can do anymore because the win condition's already been met for Chads here. That fourth generator coming in was the win for Team Chads, so Zyax is not going to be able to walk away with a win or even a tie at the game anymore. So that's really unfortunate. But if I had to say what he would need to do to really come back from this, I think there's a whole lot. I think the undetectable add-on needs to go, and he needs to bring in, like last time, the Inami's Umbrella add-on. That's a much stronger add-on. I mean, undetectable is definitely good against public games because you can almost guarantee that, you know, communication won't be as efficient as it is in competitive Dead by Daylight. But here, I mean, with a team like Chad, who are very communicative within their play style here, that was
weird.
That was very weird. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. It was weird. I don't know if it was weird, like a buggy animation, but he just kind of like moonwalked over there. It was weird.
Yeah, it was very weird looking. I'm glad you called attention to it because I was just kind of rambling. So by all means, please. But yeah, you know, I think the add-on that gives undetectable after generators the complete go I don't think that's a great add-on in competitive DBD. So that one would likely need to go. And I think that honestly, there's not really much I can really say here. I think just better macro in general would be a lot like very helpful. But man, Chad's just playing this like nothing short of perfectly. I mean, they're playing this as slow as they need to when they need to play slowly, and they're playing this as aggressively as they need to when they need to play aggressively. So I mean, like it's hard to really match this when a team that's as efficient as Chad's is your opponent. So, I mean, pallets aren't being broken. There's no dead zones really created. So it's really hard to say what exactly I think Zayax would need to do to come back from this.
I think he just needs to commit something. Maybe try and get a fresh hook that so you can kind of secure the elimination on. Like you said, I mean, the game is already over, basically. But it's just a battle of pride right now. Gonna secure the deep wound onto Renato. We're not going to commit this. Go across the map, but 2 stages on the board, and we have that final gen. I mean, the final gen's kind of slowed down a little bit. We've got a couple of Pain Resonant stacks on the board that have slowed that down. And we do have Pop and Eruption as a bit of a saving grace. So maybe a positional mistake from the survivors for me maybe helps out. But look at this gen spread. We have basically a as long as the survivors can stay alive long enough, eventually that gen will pop and we could deny our Kaneki any more stages. But yeah, kind of a bit indecisive on where to take our chases, and that is the last gen, denying even the kick on the generator. Is doing Zayax absolutely nothing to work with, and I think that's really been a bit of a theme for them today.
Yeah, unfortunately, honestly. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that committing to something would really be like the best play to make there. I mean, even that down, it might have come in very late in the game, but not even hooking that, I think what's happening here? Zayax, I think he had to change out the batteries in his controller really quick. But yeah, I think hooking early in the match probably would have helped out a lot because he did get it down. It was at 3 minutes and 44 seconds. But, oh my God!
Yeah, he didn't get the vault on the window, and then he just got Shaq thrown in his face. It's just like, it's so hard to watch. But maybe he gets the blood. Actually, that's the hinder. Yeah, just absolutely everything that could be going wrong is going wrong right now. And now we have he didn't get the gate open in time. Did he get a body block? We need a survivor to open the gate. Body block's coming in, and finesse with the aura walking right into his face.
They have both gates open though. Look at this. They can go either way, whichever way they need to go.
He doesn't get this now. Yeah, Body Block University. What?
Oh,
where did he go? He got sent off to the side. He got put